Hello. For my first task in this English course, I've been asked to tell you a little bit about myself, where I come from, as a teacher, and also my relationship to English. So I'll try and do it quickly. I have a tight deadline, and it's actually hard to stay under it, as I've discovered on my first two attempts. My name is Thomas. I'm a teacher in Porsgrunn, in Vestsiden skole. I teach mainly English and music, but I have lots of other subjects as well. I'm especially fond of English in-depth studies, and I like to do project work and the stuff that other teachers don't care that much about. I am also an eTwinning ambassador, which means I do international project work with other schools in Europe, and I also help other teachers to do this. This picture is from Brussels, where you can see me and my colleagues from Portugal and Latvia, along with some of our students as we pick up a prestigious award. I have lots of interests besides my work. One of them is that I'm a musician, and this is actually quite important because I probably wouldn't have been a teacher if it hadn't been for music. I like to do experimental electronic music, and quickly discovered that I wasn't that good, which meant that I couldn't really make a living as a musician, so I became a teacher instead. As you can see now, I like to make videos for my music as well, when I have the time. I also play in a rock band called Torpedo Judas. But I generally, when I write lyrics and stuff, I generally use Norwegian, although I used to use English. Also, I like to write. I don't write as much these days as I used to, but I used to have a blog called Fredutsan, which was mainly movie reviews, but they were in a sort of special personal gonzo kind of style. I also published new movie reviews in English at Ain't It Cool News. I used to usually wrote in Norwegian, but recently I've started writing in English on a social network called Medium, which is a place where writers can write long-form articles without having to blog every day. I've also translated TED Talks, including Jamie Oliver's TED Talk, which was important in the exams a couple of years ago. And I've written 2 books. One is a collection of stuff from my blog, which was self-published, and most people haven't seen it, but I've also written a book called 11 Små Zombier, 11 Little Zombies, which is in the iBook store, Apple's iBook store, and it's made in collaboration with my son. And it has actually been downloaded over 3,000 times, which makes me a prolific, or not prolific, but successful children's book author, although the fact that the book is free helps quite a lot. As you probably can surmise from all of this, I'm a bit of a geek. I have lots of varied and narrow interests, which means that when you live in a small town, if you want to find people who like the same stuff as you probably need to reach out. And I've done this all the way since when I was a kid, and I used to read English computer magazines. That's probably the most important thing that made me a proficient English speaker. From when I was 7, 8, 9, and until now, because I have so many narrow interests, and especially since the advent of the internet for the last 20 years, I spent a lot of time communicating electronically, and then it's usually English. I'm not going to go through all of this. I'm sure you can sort of guess what all of this is. So, all of this has made me a quite good English speaker. I have fairly good confidence in my abilities in the English language. I'm a C probably in all of the disciplines on the CEFR self-assessment grid. I'm a bit stronger when writing. There are many reasons for this. I've never lived abroad, so I've never really had sustained practice in communicating in English, especially with people who have English as a first language. My main experience is with teachers in mainland Europe, and they have English as a second language, which means my pronunciation could be better and so on. But my reading and writing is probably quite close to native speaker level. So my language skills, I'm happy with them. I don't feel the need to become that much better at speaking and writing English, although, of course, I make mistakes like everyone does. So the main reason why I'm here on this course is, of course, that I need to have my papers in order. I only have half a year of English from when I trained as a teacher, and it was frankly not that good of an English education, which means that although I know quite a lot, and also I'm quite an experienced teacher, I need to formalize my competencies, and I also need to systematize and sort of be better able to explain why the things I'm doing are good. And of course, I'm always open to get new ideas. I'm really looking forward to getting methodological tricks and tips, and also to have a better fundamental understanding of language learning. So I'm really looking forward to this. Okay, thank you.